Hi, everyone. We are just getting started here in a moment. Got our lovely little countdown running, and I am just setting up my audio stream, making sure that's nice and strong. If you can hear me, can you give me a thumbs up? I can see we've got a few of you joining us already. Welcome, Linda. Hello. All right. I see some thumbs up. That must mean you can hear me, which means we're about ready to start. Welcome, everyone, to our World Card Making Week kickoff. Let me give you a little wave here. Hi, everybody. This is Ginger Williams, and I am the lead art director for Queen & Company, and I am super excited to welcome you all here tonight. And I'm just going to say a few hellos here. I see all kinds of you joining us. Wonderful. I'm so glad that you found the stream. I know that Facebook can get confusing sometimes with the Facebook group versus Facebook page and all that. But welcome, everybody. This is the kickoff of our World Card Making Week. And in the past, we've always celebrated World Card Making Day, which technically is a week from now, next Saturday. But why limit all of the fun of card making to just a week? We have so many things we want to do, and we've tried to cram it all into a weekend before. We've tried to cram it into just a few days, and we thought, this time we're going to make it a whole week-long celebration. And we're hoping that you will join us in that. One of our favorite parts of a week-long celebration is that we encourage you to participate by making cards and posting them in the Facebook group with the contests that we have. So usually during our celebration, the Facebook group is full of wonderful ideas, and we've got some fun things planned to make this hopefully a very fun and inspiring week-long crop for everybody involved. And I'll go over more details of what we have planned in just a minute. Yeah, you can see, I see a few of you commenting, you love the little people. Yes, this is one of the new things we're launching tonight. So first, let me, before I totally get into the details of our kits that we're launching tonight, let me just also say, if you're in Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, and joining us, I just want you to know we're thinking of our royalty fans out there in those areas. I live on the Texas Gulf Coast and know what it's like to be affected by a hurricane all too well. So our hearts go out to those of you. In some ways, it has felt almost wrong to be celebrating World Card Making Day and Week, knowing that some people are really suffering. And so just know that our hearts go out to you, and we hope that maybe we can even be a bright spot as you maybe are just dealing with power loss or things. If we can help remind you that there is fun things in the future we're celebrating, that's part of what we'd like to do tonight. Just know that we're thinking of you. All right. So let's talk for a minute. I'm going to take you to my computer. Let's talk for a minute about the new products that are being launched tonight. All right. Oh, and actually, first of all, since I have your attention right away at the beginning here, it's World Card Making Week. And of course, we're celebrating big. So Wendy has put together some amazing free gifts with purchase. So if you are spending $100 with us during the launch of these new World Card Making products or buying from the sale items, Wendy has some amazing options for you as a gift with purchase. And as always, in order to provide such amazing gifts, you can't use other discounts or coupons, or if you're going to use rewards, don't add this to your cart. It won't work. But if you are not using rewards, not using a coupon, then you want to make sure that you take a look at these options here. We've got a fun Halloween paper pad bundle. We've got our brand new smile-shaped card kit. One of my absolute favorite items, the summer class kit, or the summer, it's the one that's ready to assemble, ready to go. All 6 cards to make just as you there. And I love that to grab for fast and easy, or to give as a gift to a friend that you want to card make with, or take to a crop for yourself, whatever. Great option there. And then also our Christmas wreath card kit, our shaped card kit. So some really fun and awesome options there that you can add to your cart for free if you spend $100 with us with our new products. And speaking of our new products, let's talk about them a little bit. Up first is the Costume Cuties Halloween kit. Now, this is one of my absolute favorite Halloween offerings that we have. It's a little different than past kits that we've had because it has a theme. Let me show you the cards here real fast. A theme of costumes. So let me set a few things aside here. And maybe I can show you this first. So if you order one of these kits, you always get a die cutting guide that shows you how to assemble. But you can also see from here all of our super cute little costume cuties. So many options. Let's see, I don't even know if I counted them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, 7 options of different Halloween costumes for your little cutie. So if you ever played with dolls, dress up, like paper dolls, dress up paper dolls as a kid, then this is kind of that same concept, only in shaker cards. So that comes with the kit. Let me show you what else comes in this really fun kit. Make some this over here. You've already seen on the website the paper pad, Costume Cuties, and I can flip through it a little bit, but I have really whacked mine up as I've made my sample cards. So a little hard to show you all of the papers in here, but some fun color palettes and Halloween colors, a paper that reflects the costume cuties themselves, as well as fun mixing and matching cooler shades as well as warmer shades for Halloween. It's a great and very versatile paper pad. Now available to add on to that are our solids, which coordinate. This one does not come in the kit, but you can pick up an extra bundle of paper, and if you do that, you'll get extra of the patterns and extras of the solids. This is really helpful especially when you're making your shakers. Sometimes you don't really want to use up a bunch of your fun pattern papers, especially like maybe the back of your shaker, or I've used one of the grays in my design. Sometimes it's just nice to be able to stretch your paper a little further, and you can do that real nicely with the solids. Definitely recommend adding the solids if you can, but pattern papers come in. Okay, next up, a sentiment stamp set for this kit with all kinds of very fun punny phrases. We love our puns here at Queen & Company. Kind of go through and see how these might line up with some of your different shapes. We've got hello spooky season, trick or treat, just versatile ones that could kind of go with anything. So cute, it's scary. How about Zombody loves you for our zombies? We have a girl zombie as an option in the. And trust me, I like you for your brain. So a lot of options for customizing for various shapes there. 'Tis the season to be spooky with any of them. Happy Fright Night, same. Creeping it real this Halloween. Have our spider guy for that one, but of course go for others as well. Happy haunting to all, and to all a good fright, or you're frightfully delightful. Wishing you a ghoulishly good Halloween. And then, for our mad scientist, a couple of phrases that are meant just for him. We've got a spooky concoction for you, because his shaker is not in his body, but in his fun little beaker there. And then have a blast this Halloween. It's going to be an explosive mixture. And then just kind of more of a label, mad scientist apocryphy, pick your poison. Oh, maybe there's poison in that shaker, who knows. And happy Halloween Smarty Pants. So very fun stamp set with lots of options, some that are specific for their cuties and some that are just general. As always, have our self-adhesive foam shaker shapes that are custom cut to match with all of our shapes in the kit. And of course, your matching acetate covers. So peel and stick and add your cover, and as always. And a coordinating set of shaker toppings that match the papers in the kit. Got your fun little sprinkles and your confetti. Shades perfect for matching. Now, you'll notice I didn't actually get a chance to put many of them. Well, actually, the one I pick up has it. Many of my shaker toppings are just generic ones that I have from my stash from Queen Company. I didn't get these shaker toppings before I started working on them, and I was working on them early, so you'll notice mine don't have as much in there, but there's plenty of fun coordinating options, shaker topping for you. Okay, and then you can see I have grouped my dies by shape. And that's something that I always do when I first get a kit open. I take out our die cutting guide. You can see that it gives you a pretty good idea of how you might group them. Although you will see that in this particular kit, There are certain shapes, that roll over to more than one of our cuties here, our costume cuties. And so I actually keep a bag, separate bag, that has shapes that get used multiple times. So my little 2x3, or what are they, 3x3 and 3x4 inch baggies that I keep handy for when I get a new kit have 8 bags, all of our 7 shapes plus the ones that double over to other shapes. That way it makes it easy when I go to assemble. I'm like, okay, let's grab my pumpkin costume, and then I can grab my duplicates dies. Then I'm ready to do that one shape. You'll notice in here I do have some of our outline dies, and they are a separate purchase, or of course if you buy a bundle, it includes everything in the kit, plus the outline dies, plus the extra paper pads, and plus extra foam refill. So just know that you're seeing that pictured here with my shapes, but that is an extra item or bundled item. So all of those dies, I can't remember how much is in here. I want to say it's 44, but you'll have to look on the website to be sure. But a ton of dies to make customizing your cuties really fast and easy. And I just love all of their personality. One thing you'll note is that we do have some fun options in this kit for your cuties. One is eyes. Let me get some. You have dies that will cut really small, little tiny eyes like on this witch, or like this here with little eyelashes as an option. And then of course you just have our plain round one as well. And you'll note too, I did something different with this one. You'll have to let how you like it. There's a small little indentation in the plain round eyes. It just gives you a place to show where you might take a white paint pen, or I use a small stylus, white paint. You might want to add that little sparkle. You can leave it as is. You don't have to do that, but if you want to do that, it's kind of nice to have a little guide, kind of show you where you might put that little white dot. It's just a little indentation, like a little stitch mark almost. So you can really leave it off, but I love how that looks. So just know you have some fun options. Dress these guys up however you like. Like the eyelashes, or girly ones. That's an option as well as the plain. Depends on what look you're going for. But this witch really liked it, and which I wanted eyelash. So you can see how it gives it a little bit different personality. So just know you have options with this kit. Lots of fun ones. Okay, so that is the Costume Cuties kit. Let me transition you back over here to look at a couple of examples. There is the full kit. Pull up some. Talked about add-ons. You can buy extra toppings, extra foam, the outline dies, the extra paper, or just buy a bundle and it's all in there. Okay, so a couple of samples here. And I'm also going to grab my iPad so I can keep track of your comments. Sorry, I set it down and I had to keep looking. Okay, so like I said, we have a zombie girl, and she even, it's kind of hard to see, but she has a little brain poking out right there too. So she's fun, and I love the sayings on there. Yeah, if zombies chase us, I'm tripping you. Nothing personal. Just something fun there. There's our mad scientist card again. Here's one by Marianne. I love what she did with the ghost. Oh, and I forgot to mention the pumpkin too. You might have noticed that, but I put the treat bucket into this kit so that all of your cuties can, if you wish, carry a treat bucket. Okay, and all the different colors, of course. I love how Marianne did the aqua one here. Here is our pumpkin. I've seen that costume almost every Halloween on somebody when they come trick-or-treating. And here is another look at our zombie girl, one also by Marianne. Cute. You notice that we have a little die that has like a patch, or like a, well, yeah, a patch. And you can see Marianne added it as accents around her card as well as to her dress. She switched out the brain for a fun little bow instead. There is a bow tie for some of our other shapes, and she added it to her zombie, which is super cute. She says that zombie girl looks like me in the morning. Me too. That's... And witches. Now, you may notice in my samples, I made 3 of the witch. Just my favorite. She's just cute and fun, and it reminds me of when my daughter was 3, dressed up in a cute little witch costume. So, lots of fun with her. In fact, I think I have a witch joke for you. Oh yes, of course, because we're talking about eyelashes for our witches. What do witches put on to go trick or no? Another one of our witches. This one doesn't have the answer, but this one does. That's my hint. What do witches put on? They put on mascara, right? Stars do, right? Okay. And here's our fun little spider guy. Now my picture kind of makes his little legs blend in a little bit with that black circle there. See, we have our legs here, all 8 of them. Actually, I guess if you count his real legs, you got 10, but you've got his 4 on each side of the spider. And here you can see that bow tie I mentioned earlier and a fun little top hat. Got a cute, fun little spider costume, a cute spider. Don't like real spiders, but pretty cute. All right, and our ghost. Trick or treat ghost, which I think is a fun one to fill with all different colors of top. Putting the white sheep ghost traditional sense together. And of course, a vampire. Gotta have a vampire. What do you say, more jokes, or do you say stop the jokes? Such a joke. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I'll try not to. I will be here a lot next week. I am doing more lives. So if you like the jokes, I could keep that coming, but I wouldn't mind if you said that's good. Okay, and one more look at the witch card, or a different witch card. So like I said, I enjoyed making her. I made her 3 times. She's a lot of fun. So that is the Costume Cuties kit. And it is brand new, and it is super adorable and fun. Okay, now let's take a look at another new product that is launching as part of our World Card Making Week. And that is the long-awaited and very much delayed Foundation Set 25. Let me move my sample. So here you can see Set 25. And then also, as always, our sets always come with a set of sketches. This one's no different. It's got a beautiful set of sketches. And I'll even show you how I even use some of those sketches in my samples. You would have some examples of how those might turn out. But let me first run through all that is involved in set 25, because it's a lot of fun things here. And some of it's not quite totally obvious. Let me see. It doesn't quite fit. Just there we go, set 25. Some fun things in there. Like I said, may not be obvious from the very beginning. So let me pull some of these out here. First of all, you've got some of these fun scallops shapes. And it might not be obvious at first why there's 2 of them, because they are a little different, but it is a lot more obvious. Layer these 2 here, kind of what I had intended when I created. Layer them up, get something like this. Now, do you point the scallops? One comes to a point. This one rounded, and this give you some fun new border options. Love how a border can make a bold statement. Show you what that looks like in paper. I love how a peeking out scallop looks, but this is kind of fun to have instead of straight across your card. Have that as a bit of a border. What the point one looks like in paper. I'll show you some samples in a minute of how that looks, but that's why you have those dies. They're just a fun new border addition that gives you this nice bold statement, that scallop. Those are fun new addition foundation dies. You also have just one fun new sentiment or banner, however you want to use it in this particular set. And I love that it has the little flags on the edges just to give it that little flair. Still in 1 die though, easy to cut out and fast out. It's also kind of a little fatter and taller than some of our other ones. Nice size for holding some of our sentiments that are wordy than others. A rhombus. People, or several customers actually asked for one. This is a fun new shape. You can use diamond, you can use it however you want on your card, but fun new shape that we have not used before. Then some shapes you've seen before, but these are all different sizes. So just like all of our sets, these are different, even though they might look similar. These are all different from previous sets, and I've got some examples to help you see how they compare to previous ones. Okay, let's start with the square. So previous sets have had squares in them. Matter of fact, I pulled up a few examples, and that way you can kind of get a better feel for the size and how they are different. Set 15 square, set 25 square, that's the new one. Set 26, that's one of our recent ones as well. See, different and yet similar sizes, or similar, same shape, different sizes, and they layer nicely. I especially like how 15 layers on the new 5 there. just a great square in a good size. Really nice placeholder for a shaker, if you like that. Also, let me pull up this rectangle right here. It may look a little boring, but this has actually been one of our most requested shapes because, let me pull up our sample ones here. Okay, this is an A2 size shape. This is in foundation set number 8. And then we also have had foundation set 3, who've been out for a long, long time, these two dies. And we often get asked for a rectangle that will layer, a rectangle that will layer and give that like that 1/6 edge peeking out from behind, or on top, sorry, shape that had for foundation set 3, as well as this one here from 27, which we recently released, which gives you the bigger one, much bigger one. But we get asked all the time because it's hard to actually have to eyeball it or measure it yourself. Here's what it looks like when you layer it. 3 is behind, and 25, that teeny little border, 1/16 or so, around the edge of your card. So if you want just a little pop of color to help you frame your card, that is an often requested shape. And it's here now, finally, in 25. That's that. Let's see here. Circles. Let's talk about circles. How does the new one compare? Here is our new one, which is number in 25. Have set 1. See that these two are going to layer real nice together. So if you want to have a little frame around your foundation 25 or around foundation 1, use 25 for that. It'd be great for that. You can also kind of see how it compares to foundation 20. These two also layer real nice. And I'll even show you a sample from Marianne in a minute. We'll do that at least. Also, let me put 20 down. You'll find this fun die in 20. 25 does something really cool when you layer it. It comes and cuts those circle borders right in half. A fun new texture or new look to texture. So if you were to layer those, if you have foundation 20, layer this new circle on it, it's going to be a fun new border look for you that we have never. So that's how those circles. But I forgot to mention this too. Recently picked up the brand new 28. You'll also love that 25 has a great, that rectangle also really layers beautifully behind that new scalloped edged shape into. Okay, and then also this one right here, again, similar to other ones we've done, but it's a different width. Sometimes you just need that. I know sometimes it's just big to use one of the others or too small. Okay, we have a few shapes like that, 4 and 26, 25 and 19. Also look amazing when layered. Feel how different they are, even though they are similar, they're different and they make great borders, but they would also look amazing layered together to do a double border. You can also layer them, line up their bottoms and part of the die or part of the paper tip, whichever. That's how those line up. They're all different. And then actually I do have one small confession. We actually do have a die in this set that actually is the same size as another die. However, it's not the same. See the stitching detail. In our recently released set 29, have this die, which has that fun kind of dotted little set of stitch marks, and we did 2 of them across. But sometimes that is a little bit too much for some of the paper they're using. So also in this set, these are pretty much the same size, but it has our just regular traditional stitch marks on it. So you have 2 choices. Because this is such a small die, the stitch marks matter. They sometimes get a little, depends on what you're stitching. It can be a lot of stitch marks. I love this one, and I like to use it on solid colors. Something more like stripes, I prefer this one. It just doesn't distract as much. So I wanted the 2 types. So I apologize. This is the one and only die that we will ever do that is the same size, but it is intentional in order to give you a couple of options. So full disclosure there. And let's see. Okay, so that's pretty much all about this particular set by itself, but it doesn't just work by itself. It has a companion product. Let me show you our new shaker pouches. And this is an absolutely awesome way to make a shaker. I am very excited. We are finally able to bring these. We've had delays with this particular product over and over and over again, which is why we're out of order. It's why 25 didn't release when it was supposed to, but we now have them. The sizes are right, they're ready to roll, and they are really fun to work with. So if you look at the website, you'll notice that there is a bundle. If you buy 25, it comes bundled with the shaker pouches. And there are 5 different shapes in the shaker pouches, and there are 3 of each shape. 15 shakers in this little packet. And you'll note that each of the different shapes corresponds to 5 of the dies in the set, the larger ones. Circle, the rectangle, the square, and the rhombus, or the diamond, however you want to call it. So all of these, oh, sorry, 4. Sorry, 4, I got that wrong. This one, circle, rectangle, square. Okay, there we go, 4. Ugh, don't want to get that wrong. Oh, I know why. It does coordinate with 4 of the dies, but there are 5 in here because I forgot. We also have from Foundation 8, we did not include that in the set because we already have it. There's also full A2 size shakers. So you have your A2, have your smaller rectangle, you have circle, you have your diamond, and you have your square shakers. So yes, 15, 5 shapes. Whew. Forgot the reason why for a minute, but we didn't want to put this in the set again because most of you already have it. One of our most loved and most used dies because it is the full A2 size. Now, why do you want these to go together? How does that work? Why would you want that? Let me show you. Set this aside for a second. Put these out where you can see them. And I don't know, maybe we'll look at them at my, well, it's easier to show you how they shake, okay? Let's start with A2. You may have seen me post this in the Facebook group. Is a full A2 shaker, edge to edge, no foam. It can be made incredibly thin compared to our other shakers that have the foam shakers. Depends on how much toppings you want to put in. It depends on what type of toppings. In this one here, I have sequins of various types. I have a few of our confetti type pieces, our sprinkles type pieces, a few sparkle squares, a couple different things in here. It's overall quite thin, but I could have done thinner by not using some of the sequins that is shaped, domed. But you can see how well it shakes in there. It's just kind of a fun way to have a party and a card, and it's fun that it shakes from edge to edge. Okay, so those are the first size, the largest size. And then also here is the slightly smaller rectangle. This one is fun because now you have the option to have your paper showing behind it to kind of have the same general idea. You can see with this one, I kept it real thin. I made this set of cards using the same shaker mix, and I used the glitter sequence. I think I even looked on the website. We have a full set of glitter sequins available on the website. It's this one here. It's in Christmas colors, which you might want to get because tomorrow, as I go through and show you how to use these pouches and how to make cards, I'm going to be making Christmas cards. So if you're interested in duplicating what I do tomorrow, I'll look for this because it's perfect for these pouches because it's thin and it shakes real well inside of the pouches. So this here, I used some of those in there as well as just had some kind of a sequence or a glitter in the fall leaves left over from a project I'd done ages ago, their craft project, as well as just some little glitter squares. So see how those move in there. They look great. Love how pretty it looks, and I love that it can float behind your design. That's kind of the idea behind the pouches, is that you can put whatever you want on top of the pouch. Have this great fun party shaking behind your design. A lot like our endless, only less bulk. Different. Some ways easier way to do it. Just depends on what you have in mind, look you want. A little easier to mail. You know, I have a hard time not having bulk. Look at, you can see foam for my words, foam up here for my decoration that I still put my bling on. But if you wanted to mail something, this can be a fun way to mail a shaker. And if you can resist the temptation, unlike me, and keep some of your bulk down, this is a fun way to still mail a shaker card. A little easier to get through the mail than some of our thicker foam. Another look. Square one, of course. Fun it is to have that shaker items moving around behind your focal. Of course, you can do find your text, or you can my text and my focal point. Fun is, and I love how well everything shakes and just you get that fun confetti look. I love the iridescent on that glitter. So pretty. That's the idea behind our new shaker pouches. Just a new way to do a shaker. It's a new way to mail a shaker. And I hope you'll have fun checking that out. And I hope that you'll see how the foundations make that even easier because they line up to the same size as all the pouches. There's the square inside the pouch, circle inside the pouch. Hopefully that made sense. Isn't this one fun? I don't do a lot of ink, but for this particular one, I've got some distress inks out and I inked around my background. That makes it really fun. But tomorrow, I have a class tomorrow where we're going to make some Christmas cards using this technique, using the pouches, and you'll be able to get all my hints and tips and tricks, because there certainly are some things you can do to make creating these much easier. And I will go through and just walk you through how to use these and help you to keep your static down and help you to keep them as flat as possible. So please do join me tomorrow. That is at 11 Pacific time. So let me show you a few more samples using these pouches. And over here, let's see, that one, that's okay. This one's by Mary Ann. You can see here she used the circle and added it just like I showed you a minute ago. With the, what number was it, 20? Circle in 20, I think. That's really well behind this particular shaker. See how pretty her little, almost like wreath is by using that particular shaker there. And you can see she put more bulk inside of her shaker. She's got some of those pearls in there and pops in there. So you can do that. But as you can see up here, they don't roll around to the edge as much, right? They're going to stick up there a little bit and roll around a little bit less. However, it's still totally doable. Fine. Back here. Okay, Greta. Isn't this cute? So she's got her Halloween frog or toad on there, and she's got her circle shaker behind it, just peeking out. So obviously you can cover up a good portion of that shaker, still have an amazing design. Here with Linda, she used that large rectangle, not the full A2 size, just the smaller one. And that way she gets that, still has that nice white border around the edges. And yet she still has the shaker where her items go edge to edge there. And clever Mary Ann took that rhombus shape, that diamond shape, and she replicated it across her card in paper and her. She did the same that I did, and she pulled out those glitter sequins, those on her card, in her shaker. That one before, okay. And another one from Greta. Here she not only filled it with some fun confetti or sequins, but she also went through and die cut some leaves from our fall foundations. And I love how she added that inside of her shaker. So she's got some fall leaves shaken around in there. And you could even use Shrinktastic. Those of you who love and use Shrinktastic, you can have some fun shrinking down some flat shaker items that can go in there. Here's another square one from Mary Ann. See how this shakes behind her sentiment, shakes behind her flower. And I love that she used that rounded die from Foundations 25 as the perfect spot to put her sentiment. All right, that's another square one. Okay, and look at how Linda used this square one. Popped up her full front of her card and put the shaker underneath. I think she used the square one here, and then she just used the dies, and this is from Happy Holidays, the holly, and she die cut out a spot, a little window that you could see her shaker through. So instead of having a raised holly leaves like we have in that kit, just use the dies in this way too, which is also a great way to stretch your kit if you're out of the foam shapes and you don't want to die cut your own foam shapes. Here's another fun way you can keep getting more usage out of your dies. Okay. Next up, here's another one by Linda. Used that large rectangle, and again, she cut herself kind of a little window using one of the foundation dies, and I can't remember that number. but she made herself a little window and let her shaker pouch. The edges are actually covered, but it's another fun way to show those pouches without them being on top. This way they're still kind of framed. And Greta took kind of the same concept with that rectangle, used an endless die, our endless Christmas set, I believe, and added that on top of that shaker pouch. So it almost looks like you did use endless, but it can potentially be a little thinner without the foam. Another one from Linda, same idea, only she quarter dies, kind of cover up the top and bottom of that shaker, hold it in place a little bit. And then here's another full one, full A2, and I love, this is my favorite one out of the whole set, full A2, because then you can have your shakers truly shake from top to bottom, edge to edge, all kinds of awesomeness there. I love how that, what is it, infinity pool kind of look, right? And then, of course, Foundations at 25 doesn't have to be used with the shaker pouches. It's just like any of our other sets, and you can absolutely have a great time mixing and matching with our other foundation sets with it, or using it standalone, like the sketches I showed you of. And have a lot of fun just making traditional cards, non-shaker cards, or shaker cards with our other kits. Lots of fun options with that. So let's see here. Let me talk to you just a little bit about, oh, wrong one. I got too many open on my desktop. I'll bet none of you do that. Let me talk to you a little bit about World Card Making Week. Let's go to the schedule. Pull up my printout because I can't read that on my screen. It's too small. We have so much going on this week. It's not just about these new products that are launching. We are trying to help you have an awesome week of accomplishing a lot of card. And so nearly every day we have something fun happening. Today we've got the launch of our new products and the start of our contest, our challenge/contest. We have so much going on for that. And we gave you a whole week. You've got from now until next Saturday night to be able to go through and get some stuff done for that. And so the challenge, I believe I had it scheduled to post while I was talking to you. So hopefully it's already up in our Facebook group. But this is our World Card Making Week 2024 contest. And to enter, you have several different categories that you can participate in. And hopefully that gives you so many choices that it inspires you, but also doesn't really limit you. We want you to be able to make the cards you want to make. But maybe if you want to take a leap of stretching yourself, there are some fun options there. So let me read off just a couple things here for the options there. Texture twist, create a card that incorporates at least 3 different textures in your card design. That can be fun, and there's some examples in the contest. You can go read it in the group. B is say it with words. Create a card that prominently features text, which is kind of what you saw in some of our samples today. See how featuring text can be your main element on some of those cards. That's one option. Card stash builder. This is where you make multiples of the same card, and then you have a bunch ready to give away, right? So you can make 2 or more of the same card. Next one would be sketch use. You can have a chance to look at any of our numbered sketches, and we have well over 200 of them, and you can use that as a guide. You can use one of our die cutting guides. That's another option to make a whole set of cards. Or you can do color blocking. That's one of our new categories we've never done before. You can find all that information in our Facebook group. Like I said, should have posted. I'll check as soon as I sign off and make sure that it's ready to roll. But we hope you'll join in. We are giving away, let's see, here we go, 10 gift cards, 5 of which will just be random. If you participate at all, you have a chance to win one of those $10 gift cards. And the others, and I really hope you'll pay attention and help me out with this, please look at the contest thread. Everyone will be adding their pictures of their cards to that. And love them, like them, give them some love right there, because we're going to be looking for the 5 cards that will end up with the most likes, and they will be winners as well. So 5 random chosen ones, 5 top winners, and that will have 10 winners altogether who will take home Queen and Company gift cards. So please do cheer on all of our makers for this week. Also, there will be a bunch of opportunities for you to win a gift card, just as part of our like door prizes that we do every time we have a contest or every time we have a special week like World Card Making Week or National Scrapbook Day. We do this all the time. We've got some fun ways that you can win, including one of them is I'm going to be going through and watching the comments as people post their wonderful creations Facebook group. I love that our Facebook group is so supportive. I love that you leave, praise on everyone's work. And to encourage that even more than you already do, we'll be giving away a $50 gift card randomly selected from someone that is leaving praise. So if you just like to look at pretty cards and like to just tell people that they did a great job, this is for you. Be watching for that. That is going to be one of our giveaways this particular time. So whether you have time to create or whether you just have time to cheer on those who are creating, lots of fun things to encourage you to keep participating. Also, so I mentioned earlier, I have a class tomorrow. We have 3 classes this week. I have one tomorrow that is at 11 a.m. Pacific time. So for me here in Texas, that is 1. If you're Eastern time, that would be 2. And if you're Central, that would be noon. If you're in Arizona, I don't know. I can never keep track of what time zone Arizona is in because you don't change like the rest of us. And I wish that was me, but it isn't, and I can't keep track of what's happening there. I think you guys are still matching Pacific time right now. I think 11 for you, I think. Don't quote me. Also on Monday, our grand prize giveaway will be posted. That is a $100 Queen & Company gift card. Be watching for that to be posted. Tuesday is my next class. Well, I shouldn't say next. My second class, where we'll be having fun with those costume cuties, mixing them with a new die cutting guide. This one is going to be focused on simple cards. How to have classy yet simple, lots of white space, help us get more done faster. So I hope you'll join me. I'll be posting that on Monday. I'm trying to have it ready for Monday. Get ahead if you want that new die cutting guide that we'll use Tuesday night. But join me even if you're not going to craft along. Just come watch and see how fun using a new die cutting guide is and our new costume cuties. And then on Wednesday, we have the launch of our October card contest, but instead of the usual 4 to 5 sketches, we have 12 because we're still celebrating World Card Making Week. So we have 12 new sketches coming on Wednesday, as well as the winners of our September contest will also be posted. And then on Thursday, Marianne is going to finish out our classes, our live classes, as one going through and emphasizing the new Foundation 25, mixing in with our costume cube. So be sure and watch Marianne's live. So 3 classes coming up this week. Friday is our surprise announcement, and that's all I can tell you. But that's not all I can tell you. It's going to be fun. It's going to be awesome. You're going to be excited about this. But you have to wait till Friday until we announce it. And then Saturday, that's just your final day to wrap up all of your card making challenges. The contest does end at midnight Pacific time. And that is also when I will be closing out looking for our commenter, our cheerleaders, the ones that are leaving all of that praise and having that chance to win a $50 gift card. I'll be selecting one random one from all of the comments I see being left on people's projects. So, that's a mouthful. But hopefully it means a whole week long celebration of card making or inspiration. You can play along. Wonderful. We can't wait to see what you come up with. If you can't, we are just super excited that you'll have a chance to enjoy all of everyone's creations. Let's see. I do have one more thing before we go tonight, and that would be a little sneak peek of something coming down the pipes, because that's one of my favorite things to do. So this is a look at something coming mid-October, or at least we hope mid-October. This is a few of the shapes of our new, I should have looked it up. Is it Fall Fun? Remember what we named this kit. Fall Fun, I believe, but it's our new fall kit coming. There are 6 shakers in this kit, and this is a look at 3 of them. And I'm super happy about the mushrooms. Look at the sentiments. Sending you much love. Oh my goodness, I love mushrooms. So cute. We have some fun gourds. Gourds has been a much requested shape. So no more pumpkins. We want gourds. although you do have the fun little hay wagon, and of course some fun new pumpkin dies that will go in the hay wagon, but the wagon is the shaker. So lots of fun things coming in October. And I think that is it for tonight, but I will be back tomorrow, and I certainly hope you will join me. Before I sign off, I am scrolling, so I've got my questions here. I was trying to catch a few of them as I talked, but so much to say. Let me just put this where you can see it first. A reminder of our gift with purchases tonight. We have the paper pads, we have the smile shape card, we have the summer class kit, and we have the Christmas wreath kit. Free with a $100 purchase if you are not using a coupon, discount, or rewards. Otherwise, I might have to just answer your questions in the Facebook group. But thank you so much for joining us tonight, and we will be seeing you all week. Happy World Card Making Week, everyone. Have a fabulous night.